So in our previous session, I talked about why people are so weird, even frustrating, if not downright maddening. There I explained why. If you haven't watched that, stop this right now and go back to watch that first. In that session, you learned why. What you see, hear, and experience externally by others is only the tippy top of the iceberg above the surface. Everyone's inner life, inner thoughts, and inner feelings are moved and controlled by the gigantic mass and mystery of the iceberg below the surface. In this session, I want to show you how, even not knowing what is contained in that giant iceberg below the surface, how you can still get really good of understanding what people think and then be able to predict their behavior with freakish accuracy, I might add. The first thing to know about our primate species is Homo sapiens don't think for themselves. We think in groups, in troops, in tribes. Just like other social pack animals, we're no different. Humans are acculturated by the tribe, the groups that they grow up in. That particular tribe, those particular groups, then make up that human's identity. And then that human thinks what the group thinks. Now, of course, the human itself thinks that they are thinking for themselves, but they are thinking that through the lens and the imprinting made by the group. They don't know that they are parroting the group's ideas and ideologies because it feels like it's their own, but they got them from the group to begin with. All humans belong to tribes, to troops, to groups, to a culture that they were acculturated by. Groups defined as countries, states, political parties, companies, departments, brands, schools, sports, industries, religions, of course, families, credentials, branches of the military, etc., etc., etc. And I guarantee you way underestimate just how influential that tribal identity is to you, how you think, and how you behave, and how you see the world around you. On each human's thinking, belief, and behavior, that group imprinting gets expressed. Humans love their tribe. They are loyal to their tribe because their tribe is their identity, their sense of meaning and purpose. Their group identity gets and gives them belonging and familiarity and safety and comfort being with other people who share the same background, values, interests, and identity. Every group has its own rules and beliefs and ideas, some of which you might even disagree with. Some are even objectively and absolutely terrible, but the human goes along with it anyway. They remain supportive and loyal to the group anyway. Why? Because they don't want to risk being shunned by the tribe, especially one that has become a major part of their identity, sense of self, and who they are. So people either willingly nod along with bad ideas or become consciously or unconsciously blinded by their tribal loyalty. They turn a blind eye, or they learn and repeat the party line, or parrot the dogma that they were forced to memorize and recite in order to defend the group's irrational ideas or ideologies. And you see this made really blatant and obnoxiously obvious in politics and religion. And this is whatever one's politics and religion is. If you stand back from subjects of politics and religions and you look at it objectively, it is utterly fascinating how blindly and loyally humans will believe and behave in alignment with their political party and or their religious doctrine. To me, it is one of the most fascinating things in the observable universe. No matter how measurably and objectively smart and intelligent a human being is, even still, how they will still believe and defend pure fiction and falsehoods as decided by and purported by the group. And what is especially fascinating, they don't even know that they're doing it. Smart and intelligent people will become completely blind to the irrationality of their group think. It is so fun to watch. People are so fun. So what can you do with this insight? A few things, I think. Here are a few takeaways to getting to know your fellow primate pals. Number one, come to know and appreciate that people really don't think for themselves. They think based on the imprinting and the identity markings of their group. That means don't expect otherwise. Don't be dismayed, disappointed, or frustrated if they seem to be blind, deaf, and dumb about hard, cold facts. There is never a need to debate. Because here's why. I bet you believe some pretty dumb stuff too. Let others believe as they want. You're not going to change that deep imprinting anyway. If a truth doesn't match up with their group identity, it is literally not true to them. And intelligence has nothing to do with this. You really need to understand this. It doesn't matter how intelligent somebody is. Thus, arguing facts and educating logic ain't gonna help. Number 2, and this is a big one. Once you know the group that somebody belongs to, you know a lot about them. You now know how to better understand and empathize with them and how to better positively influence them. If you tell me one or two of these things, what political party are you registered as? What religion do you participate in or not? Or just what country and state did you grow up in or live in now? Or what school did you go to? Or what sports or sports teams are you a fan of? What brands do you like, etc.? I will know about 80% of who you are, how you think, and can predict your behavior with freakish accuracy. Having been in print, publishing, and television media, where I had to discover and then verify and measure these demographics and how those directly correspond to psychographic behaviors and what people buy and how they think and how they perceive the world around them, I know factually and measurably how predictably irrational we all are as a species. And then number 3, once you know more about how humans operate, how they think, believe, and behave, it's very empowering and it's very powerful in your ability to help, guide, and positively influence humans. So here's what we've learned so far. Number 1, people are weird because you don't really know them. You'll never know 99.9999% of what's really going on inside others. So have empathy, give them grace. Number 2, people don't think for themselves. They think in groups. Find out the groups they belong to, and you'll know what they think and have a really good idea of how to predict future behavior. And tomorrow, I will explain what most influences humans. If you want to know what to say to influence anyone that you want, you'll want to be back for tomorrow's session. Of course, humans are diverse, complex, multidimensional, unique, special individual snowflakes. I know. You can't generalize anyone, but you can. You can at least get really close because we all run by the same evolutionary survival imprinting, which makes us predictably adorable and predictably irrational. What I am giving you here are the first principles of how humans work. Of course, there are 1,000 other dimensions, but they will still all come from these first principles. That is what is important to understand. And tomorrow, we'll give you the first principle of human influence. It's who wins every time. In the meantime, jot down some thoughts in your Darren Daily journal and share them with us in the comments below. In observing the humans around you, when in the past did you meet someone, learn what groups they belong to, and instantly know a lot about them instinctively that came to be true as you got to know them factually? I wanted you to see how you are already using this decoding instinct. So share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below.